Alright, welcome everybody to this next video. In this video, we're going to be scraping our first list with HRefer. So if you're wondering what this corresponds to on the extramural linking strategies, basically it's linking to this one. So this is called a highly targeted extramural blast, Q&A, which means question and answer. So right now, this is going to probably be the most targeted forums list that we're going to scrape in this whole course. So let me get out of this and let's prep up HRefer to scrape this list. So first of all, check your proxies. As you can see right here, I have 231 proxies. Make sure you have at least 100, but always the more the better. And to start the proxy check, click on this button right here, but I'm not going to click it because I've already done that and I don't want it to start over again. So next, the first thing is the words database. Now the words database is basically all of the keywords that we're going to use to scrape our the forums. So now what most people do is click this button which says add words from Google. However, I recommend strongly that you don't do this, because even though it seems like it'll return a lot of relevant keywords, it literally returns the most unrelevant keywords possible. It's just random words, and you might get a big list, but you're not going to get a targeted list at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to the Google AdWords keyword tool. You're probably familiar with this. You could just Google keyword tool to get to this. So first we're going to start out with some few words. So maybe I'll say Xbox Live codes, enter maybe free Xbox Live codes, and maybe Xbox Live code, just like that. Enter in the CAPTCHA, see tables, comma, OUNCEIR. I think I did that right. And click search. It's loading for a second. And here we go. So now here's our list of related keywords. So you can see there's ones like Xbox Live Gold Code, Xbox Live Free, and all these relevant keywords. So there's 100 right here. We're going to scroll down to the bottom and show rows, because we're going to get probably 100 keywords is really good. You're going to get a big, nice targeted list. So once that's loaded, all of these are pretty relevant, so we don't have to worry about filtering them out. We're going to click this button to select all, and then we're going to choose view as text, and then this selected 100. So it's got all those selected for me. I'm going to choose copy, get out of that, and then now I can get out of the keyword tool. So now, as you can see in the words database, I'm going to say create new, so it's going to be called words database.txt. Now I'm going to go to the actual folder that corresponds with this HRefer. So you can see it's in computer, local disk, HRefer, and then the words folder in HRefer. So you can see here's the file, words database. So we're going to double click on that and paste this in. So now we've got all of our 100 keywords into this. So we're going to go file, save, and now we can get out of that. Make sure that words database.txt is selected. And next, we're going to go to additive words database. Now the additive words, I'm not sure what they call it that, but it's basically the exact same thing as a footprint. So I'm going to click edit additive words, and as you can see, these are what you're going to add to the keyword when scraping that only forums have. So you can see there's one powered by PHPBB, PHPBB, powered by SMF, PunBB, blah blah blah, and all these profile ones. Now there's a lot of different ways you can put this in. I mean, you can Google ones that are huge, like 100 of these. However, I've found I've got the most on-target final list with this. So I've attached it into the extramural explosion package. It should be just called additive words / footprints or something like that. And so you can use this list, and I get really good results with it. But you don't have to. It's just it's not huge, but it's going to get a really good targeted list. So once you paste that in there, or whatever you want, you're just going to hit save. Now, the next tab is search engine options and filters. So basically here, you just select your search engine. Usually you do Google, because it's going to give you the best results, because it's Google. And the save, I'm not sure you said that, save filter, is basically, this is where you select what type of website you want to scrape. So there's forums, blogs, guestbooks, and wikis. So for instance, we're going to be doing some blogs later in this course. So if I were to change this to blogs, and then I go back to additive words database, you see that these are now additive words / footprints for blogs. But that's not what we want this time. So I'm going to go back to all forums, and then you see that these have been changed back, the ones that we just did. So that one, you really don't have to mess with this. If you click on edit the filter, I mean, this is basic. The filter is basically to make sure that it's a form and not some other type of link. But these are pretty good, and usually you shouldn't have to mess with those. And then language, any language, time. Don't mess with domain/site. Threads are you going to have, which is how many concurrent threads are going at the same time. So right now I have it at 10, and the pause between queries is 5. Now with HRefer, you can boost it up to lots of threads and not much pausing between this. But I would recommend keeping this at 10 and 5. So there's only 10 threads going, and between each one there's a 5-second delay. So now we're almost ready to scrape. We have links list ID 10. Make sure you write that down on your linking strategies. I'll do that in a second. And once you're ready, just click Start Parsing Google Classic. And you'll be able to see the threads appear here in a second, which there'll be 10 of them. There's the first one. And the thing about HRefer is it might take a long time. I mean, if you're scraping a big list, sometimes it can take overnight, sometimes it'll take a few hours. So just wait till this is done, and then I'll pause it right now and restart the video when it's done. Alright, and it's finally done. You can see down here that the parsing time was 2 hours and 29 minutes and 43 seconds. But we got 18,293 links, so that's pretty impressive. So there's a little pop-up that says completed. Current position in Word's database is reach size of database. Kind of a typo there, but it says, Wolt, you like to set it to the beginning? And we're just going to go ahead, click yes there, make sure we hit save, and now we can X out of HRefer. And you get the little confirm. It says, harvested links are not saved. Do you want to save them? And of course, you want to hit yes. Okay, so now if we go into the default HRefer file, which is computer, local disk, and HRefer, we're going to go into the links folder. And then here you can see this is the one that we just scraped. It's links list ID 10. So I'm just going to click on that real quick. You can see all the URLs after the duplicates have been removed. And this is all that we just scraped. So this video is over, and in the next video we're going to learn how to configure HRefer, and then we'll set up the project, and then we'll start posting.